Five, four, three, two, one. Hey YouTube, what's up? It's me, Maxter, back with episode 11 of Behind the Mod. For this episode, we have someone very special joining us. We have SCT, the lead developer for Technic. Hello.
Hello.
So, as the lead developer for Technic, what does that involve? What do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Uh, well, basically everything. The website, the APIs, currently just maintenance on the launcher if it needs it, since we were at the time of this, we don't have a launcher dev.
Right, because Canvox left recently, and Technic is, if for those of you who don't know, might have been living under a rock, is basically a platform, and also you make official mod packs. So I guess recently it's been a pretty big few months for you with launching packs like Tech at Legends, and more recently redesigning the platform. So what's it been like working on all that stuff?
Um, I don't know. That's a difficult question. For me, working on this stuff is not really work. It's fun because this is my hobby, and then I turn my hobby into my job. So doing all this stuff is just always entertaining, especially since Technic is just a few people. We're always free to pursue anything we want, any crazy idea we have, we decide to do it. So, uh, like I said, it's always fun to develop whatever we're working on.
And the platform is pretty unique, and I think that's the only place where users can actually just throw together a pack and distribute it really easily without, with a proper system for organizing all that, and full-blown statistics system that makes it kind of a true platform. So Technic's been doing a lot of that since 2013, but what kind of inspired that in the first place?
The platform is just kind of a dream I had originally. So the reason I started working at Technic in the first place was because, everyone that is at Technic we also come from the same forums, Something Awful, and we I knew that, but I didn't know specifically that they were working on Technic. I knew the people, but I didn't know they were working on Technic. So we went to, I ran a Minecraft server myself, like just a vanilla Minecraft server, just for fun, and it was something I did on the side. And then I discovered mods, like most people did. This is way the hell back. And then I discovered the pain of trying to get your clients to have the same mods as you. We had tried Tekkit and everything, and that was the most convenient way to have everybody play with mods. But what if I wanted to make any changes or push updates or try new mods that are released? It wasn't possible.
Mm-hmm.
So working at Technic, when I started doing that, which was first just like I told them their website sucked and redesigned it. Because it did. It was awful. It was just a
Wow.
WordPress blog, and that was it. So I came in and I just redesigned everything, and that wasn't a platform yet. That was just relaunching the website with information about the mod packs and better download links and a better news system and all that stuff. I think it even may have still used WordPress probably for the news, but everything else was just custom. And I think one night I was just laying down, going to sleep, where the best ideas usually happen is right before you pass out. And I was like, like we have this. This is back when the launcher was still YAML for distribution, which was terrible as well. But I was like, we have this whole system in place already that allows, the a server, which is just the mirror with the files, to have a YML file, and it just says, here's a bunch of zips, and you're going to take these zips and you're going to extract them. That's basically what the launcher does. And I was like, what if we just layered on top of that, just really simple, so we don't have to do a lot of work, just layer on top of that the ability for someone to add in a custom zip file in the launcher that people can paste in, like send to their friends, be like, hey, just paste this one zip file in, and the launcher will also download this zip file. Nothing crazy, like no platform yet. Just
Mm-hmm.
all it do is also just download this extra zip file and extract it over the folder. That way you can configure that zip file however you want, and have new mods or overwrite existing mods or change configs or whatever you wanted. It was just like a big mess of one zip that
Right.
could do that. And that was awesome and popular because now servers could layer on top of the current Tekkit whatever changes they wanted to do. In fact, you could even take vanilla, because our launcher has always distributed vanilla, add in a zip file and make an entirely new Modpack. Like kind of how platform works now. If you don't use solder, it's just one big zip. So that's where we started. That was the original idea, and that once that was in place, it opened us up to like more ideas. Like, wait, we can do even more than this. We can start the platform, uh, which again I think came to me while laying down. I was like, I should just start building this, and I don't think I went to sleep that night. I think I just sat up, went back to work, and just developed the entire platform because I was like, I want this. So the
Wow.
inspiration for the platform was that I wanted this as much as anybody else, as much as any other server owner. I always dreamed of being able to have an easy way to link servers and uh, clients easily, so that people could stay up to date. So we revamped the whole system. We revamped the APIs so that they were JSON instead of YAML. Solder, a lot of people use Solder, but compared to the actual percentage of the platform, it's pretty small. But the people who do use Solder could know that Solder doesn't has gone through many iterations, and the original iterations actually imported from YAML into the database because that's how the system originally was. It was YAML. So we converted that all to the database and then outputted everything in JSON. And then we've gotten to where we are today through all these iterations.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, solder is your system basically that you use for your packs, and you let packs on a platform use as well if other anyone can just set it up, and basically that's what allows you to distribute a series of zip files that you can independently update and manage on a web interface.
Correct. Solder originally was, again, everything that we do at Technic is kind of just for fun. Like we have the ability to do that. We have the ability to pursue our ideas, be as crazy as it may be. And solder was like, it is a pain in the butt to release these new mod packs every time. To have to manually edit YAML files, to have to, manually manage each version of each file, to do all the MD5s and all that stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna just make a system that does this for us and outputs JSON, because then the launcher can switch to the JSON and YML will be history. And that's originally what solder was to make it easier for us to manage our mod packs. Sure, people could make mod packs with zip files, but there was no solder integration at first, outside of just us being able to use it. But while developing, I'm like, whatever, just make it open source. That way anyone can use it. And it's still to this day unsupported in the sense that, like, we help when we can, but overall, it's like, if you're pursuing solder, you should kind of know what you're doing because it is kind of complicated to get set up. But if you can get past that hurdle, the initial hurdle of configuring solder, it's worth it because it makes your life so much easier for managing your mod pack.
Yeah, it's really great that you have this tool that, helps you save bandwidth and do all this amazing stuff with managing your mod packs, and you're just totally cool basically with people, say, adding a mod to Tekkit or something and then throwing it on their side or distributing that, and that's, I think, really cool because it actually, I think for the first time, we take it for granted today, but people could actually really easily distribute, a server pack or whatever, and just manage it really well.
Yeah, like for us, I think we started. I don't think there's any argument that we started the ability for these servers, all these server packs that are coming out, that are basically entire communities ran by multiple different themed mod packs or themed worlds that are all managed by the Technic launcher, because it's so easy to distribute them all. And especially if you're using solder, it makes it that extra layer of ease on top of it all to manage each mod pack separately. But then again, using one repo for all the mods.
Yeah, and I think with your second, I guess, big iteration of the platform a little over a year ago, you made some big changes to both the platform and the launcher that basically streamlined it, and now people can literally just search a pack anyway in the launcher and install it right there.
Yeah, our system has always been like, I would like to assume a lot of companies should think, but maybe don't. But our system has always been, we need to think about the user first and what makes it easier for the user. And that's hard for us sometimes because we are like a small company. We have a whole lot of bills to run this stuff. And the only way we make money is through our ads. And um, so sometimes we make decisions that are like, this is going to suck money wise because now it's so much easier. People don't even have to use the platform. But is it worth us to take hit for making it that much better for the user? And I think for the search option that's in the launcher, that was something we were willing to sacrifice because it's just so much better for the user. It's so much more efficient. Like being able to just type in a Modpack name and get all the results for Hexit or whatever technical or whatever tags people have, all kinds of crazy stuff right in the launcher and just clicking on them to see their descriptions. And then if you want, you can still click on the logo or the video website and then go to the actual website and see more information. And then hopefully that does happen sometimes so people get ad views. But if it doesn't, that's okay because it's just so much better this way.
Yeah, and that user experience, I think, just permeates throughout the whole launcher experience because it's a really great, I mean, in my opinion, and I'm sure in many others, it's the most polished launcher for basically modded Minecraft, and it's great. I think it kind of almost reminds me of like Battle.net, just the way it's laid out, and that's definitely not a bad thing. You can have these, mod packs on the side, and then you have this Discover page that lets people basically look at what's hot and trending.
Yeah, the Discover page was a great idea. It never reached its full fruition, and that is just because of the issue of Java. We are locked in a perpetual state of being stuck on making things compatible with Java 6, and that is just because of the community and the way Minecraft is. Uh, there's it's mostly past Java 6 now. There's still people that run it. But like when we were designing it, it was still a lot more people were using Java 6. So we're like, we have to make all these beautiful UIs and everything work in Java 6, which sucks because we were so limited in what we could do. Also, like even if you want to get fancy with Java, you're going to be adding all these extra libraries that increase the size of the installer by a large amount. And that was another like sacrifice we'd have to make that we weren't really willing to take. But Canvox, who is just amazing, did so much amazing work with the launcher that like shouldn't have been possible in Java 6. Some of the styles and effects that he pulled off were completely custom, and he had to write from scratch because it just didn't exist. And especially because like what I would do is I would design the launcher in like Photoshop or whatever, and like come up with this great idea. I'm like, all right, I want this, and he'd be like, oh, screw you. Like this just has this crazy effects and all this stuff. I'm like, I want you to make this, and he's like, fine, and he's got to go and basically make it all from scratch. But it turns out great in the end, and it's worth it. But
Wow.
like again, Java 6 limited us so much with what we could do visually, and the Discover page is one of the things that sacrificed the most. Suffered the most because it's using a pretty ancient library to render the page because we update that through the web, and we couldn't do as much content in there as we wanted to. We wanted to have a lot more interesting stuff in the Discover page. So maybe in a future iteration, we'll be able to really ramp that up.
Yeah, the Discover page I think is definitely a cool aspect, and it impresses me that you basically have this not exactly a web view, but this very cool interface built in Java using Java 6 libraries. Have you ever considered, I guess, going to something like Node.js for the launcher, or just going to a more web-based approach?
It's always been our idea and plan to do that. There's been a solder in the works for a bit now that is a complete revamp of solder and the API, and it's just like this dream update that would just make everything fantastic, like indescribably better than it is now. But as you originally said, Campbox no longer works with us. He was hired at Twitch, and that's awesome. We are so proud of him, and that's the third person we've lost to an Amazon company. So And we can't be upset at any of them because it's just so great that they went on to these great companies. But because of that, like I put a lot of those plans on hold because he was going to be heading up a Node version of the launcher, whereas I was going to be revamping the API side and everything. So that for now is on pause, but hopefully eventually that is where we will go in the future because it would allow us to do anything really with the launcher and with website.
Yeah, that would be awesome because then you could truly, I guess, kind of integrate the website and launcher into the same thing, and I guess hopefully, figure out how to make that work with ads since that's your business model.
Yeah, we never really wanted to attach ads too much to the launcher. Like it's always been an idea, like, can we put ads in there? It's like, man, it would just be terrible looking. So like again, that always comes to like user friendliness over making money. Sometimes we have to put uh, the fact that it's not user friendly over the fact that we make more money from it because, like I said, users first. I it'd be cool if we could figure out something because then we could, you know, with any company, the more you make, the more awesome stuff you can do, the more servers you can expand to, and but for now, it's just not something we're looking at doing.
Huh. Well, I mean, I and many others look forward to that whenever stuff like that happens in terms of, I guess, cool stuff happening in the launcher and platform from a technical backend perspective. But going to the platform on the web, you've been emphasizing lots of social features with the second iteration of the platform, like following Modpack authors, commenting on them, recommending them in your feed. What kind of prompted your team to bring that social network experience to Modpacks?
Um, I don't remember exactly. I don't remember exactly what we were thinking when we did that. Um, the platform rewrite in general was just because it was sorely needed. The original platform was written on older code base that was slow, unbearably slow, and so I rewrote it all. And man, that was also just kind of a nightmare on itself because it took a long time for me to finish it all. And when we finally did and launched it, like because of how big Technic is, it's hard to predict our scaling. Like we put things through stress tests, and even that sometimes isn't enough to really predict how much stress our servers will go under. And when we launched the new platform, it was like, oh man, there were so many issues for like 2 weeks. It was just everything was exploding, and we had to quickly rewrite stuff to fix it all. But like this, when I started rewriting it, I guess I just wanted the ability for people to be up to date with what is changing on a mod pack. Because if that didn't exist, like you wouldn't really know if a mod pack you liked had updated or changed. And I think the feed that's the concept of it all. I think the whole user interaction part maybe isn't what I imagined it being. I kind of would like to maybe eventually switch to a more direct talking system between users, like private messaging. I don't think posting on people's walls is really, it's not like a valuable thing on the platform, at least in its current state. Of being able to maybe directly message a user for help or something like that.
Yeah, I think it definitely would be cool to have some sort of way to direct message users because it's not very, I guess, lots of, I guess, I guess more popular modpack makers, their walls are just cluttered with basically support comments from people because there's, I guess,
Right.
no other way to do that.
And that applies to the discuss page too. That was kind of put in as a way to, oh man, like it's kind of like a quick way to talk about the mod pack, but at the same time, it like almost like a way for people to leave a review or say like, hey, this thing's not working or whatever. But it kind of in the current state, the discuss page kind of just becomes a giant mess. So a lot of the social aspects need to be completely reworked, and that's something that will happen. But the actual actual updates, the feed updates for a mod pack itself, I think hit the nail on the head for what I wanted, which was if I like a mod pack, whatever mod pack it may be, I could follow it, and if I go to Technic, it'll show whatever mod packs I like and what they've been doing. If there's a new version pushed and the change log associated with it, or if there is a status update posted by the mod pack author, like maybe maybe the server's down, which is why we wanted to put the status updates in the launcher as well, because that is useful information for server owners. Like, hey, this day coming up on this next Wednesday, our server's going to be down for 4 hours because of maintenance. And that, once before someone launches the pack, they'll see that in their launcher as the most recent update. And that's awesome information, and just an awesome tool for server owners, or Modpack runners, whoever, to keep their user base informed.
Oh, definitely. And yeah, I think that's one of the coolest things. It like even if there's a bunch of like crap on the platform, when you just find that one pack, it's awesome to have that experience where you can just go in the launcher and see the updates. And like, say a pack like Techify or Mionite, you just go to that pack, and it's a much, I think, better experience than someone saying, hey, here's a zip, put it in your game and you can join the server. You actually get that interaction with the creator.
Right. The inspiration was that in the old launcher, you would run a custom mod pack and you'd click start, and it'd be like, hey, there's an update. And you'd be like, okay, why is there an update? Will this break my world? Why is there an update? What's going on here? I don't know if I want to accept this. For server packs, that's usually not as big of a deal because you're connecting to a server where you assume the server owner is pushing an update that is safe and will keep your stuff intact. But like maybe for packs that aren't servers, will this destroy my world? Like, why is there an update? So if there's a change log associated with these updates and a user status associated with these updates, then it's before you even update, you can see this information and go see why there's an update. Because the other thing as well is the launcher will tell you if there's an update before you even hit play. That way you can go inspect, see Modpack's information, and see why there's an update. And even if you don't notice the big green arrow, you can click play and it says there's an update, and you can hit no, not right now. Let me first go read why there's an update, and that's better for the user overall.
Yeah, I mean, as a modpack creator, I just love being able to put change logs there. It's actually made interactions with the users a lot better. They're not no longer they're more likely to actually read the change logs now.
Right.
Yeah.
There weren't change logs before.
Well, they were basically only on the paid Modpack webpage.
Yeah, they were only on the page, but there was really no way to get to them outside of the tiny little globe button.
And also, I think it was just
it was like, one big page.
Yeah, it was one body of text. You couldn't actually make updates. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And something that I think that's also I mentioned this before, the kind of openness of the platform. It leads to it's not all packs are that high quality. So I guess how do you what steps have you kind of taken to kind of ensure that better quality packs will be, I guess, more prioritized, or people will discover them amidst the sea of Pixelmon or just packs that don't work?
So the system right now, the algorithm for trending doesn't really prefer anything outside of the statistic tracking. So the algorithm is, I don't even understand it anymore. It's I'm surprised it even worked when we did it, because me and Canvox spent a lot of time making that algorithm work to figure out trending and to make packs that are interesting when they're created, kind of come up to the top, and then when they lose popularity, fall off. Mm-hmm. That peak and drop off is a little fast and needs to be pushed further apart. That algorithm also should be preferring packs with art. It doesn't right now. That's something I want to change soon, is have that algorithm say, hey, this pack has art, let's prioritize it slightly higher, because they're actually putting forth a little bit of effort. And I think that's better. Usually that's a sign of a pack that's at least trying. But that would apply to a lot of Pixelmon packs do have art, so those would probably still be popular and still go to the top. People love Pixelmon. But the algorithm needs adjustment, and that's going to be happening soon. So we want to bring these packs to the front. We want to give them a little bit more screen time instead of like the week it is now, maybe pushing 2 weeks. If a pack's doing well, it will get 2 weeks. So the algorithm is showing that it does sort of work. Like it is picking these packs that are popular. It is pushing them to the top. It's just that the popularity the threshold that they reached falls off too fast, and therefore they fall off of trending too quickly, even though they are still trending technically, just not as much as before.
Yeah, I
So
think
it just needs to be stricter.
yeah, I mean, I think it works pretty well from a statistical perspective. But I guess what I mean is like something like I think you used to have in the launcher a featured Modpack section that was basically human curated. Have you ever looked, I guess, at doing something like that again?
Oh man, a curated list of mod packs would be really cool. Something that's updated over time. Actually, maybe that's something we could have the community help with. Is like these, like have a list, a weekly list or a monthly list of the interesting mod packs on the platform or something like that. That'd be a kind of cool idea.
Yeah, that'd be
And then a way to feature them.
yeah, definitely, because I think it's awesome to give. I mean, I mean, you don't want to separate people from their Pixelmon, but there's also, I guess, you want to give unique or I guess kind of neat packs spotlight to stand on as well.
Right. No, I agree. I think that they'd be cool to be a curated list, like a hand-picked list. We have to find some people willing to dig through the dirt, though, for that.
Yeah, but that would definitely, I'm pretty sure the Technic community would be up for that, whether that be through the forums or on the website or some way displayed in the launcher.
Yeah, so I agree. A list like that would be great. It's a two-part thing. You need the ability for the system to try and find these on its own, and then as well user-based input to help like actually highlight them beyond the first week or two.
Yeah, I remember on the old platform, basically the way it worked was here, it was just organized by a list of ascending and descending likes. Have you ever thought, I guess, of maybe not obviously not quite in the same way, but so heavy, not so heavy-handedly, but I guess in some way having maybe preferring packs that have a higher like ratio or something.
Well, the like system really just was abused. People were, you know, doing everything they could to get as many likes as possible. I'm fairly certain there were people creating accounts just for likes as well, which kudos to them because it's a lot of work to make an account, go through the whole even if you bought it, there's still captchas and stuff you have to figure out, and there was IP checks and everything, and people were still finding ways around it to get as many likes as possible. And when you have a system like that where rating is directly associated with an artificial statistic, which is anything that's not like actual hard statistic, like a run or an install, like that's somebody actually playing the game, like through our launcher. When that actually happens, that's like a statistic that you can be like, okay, this is really being played, so we can rate by that. But likes was just very artificial. The like system even right now, the only thing it really offers is it does show the number still, but it also puts it in the feed, and it's really not something that's offering much as it currently is in the current way the feature is.
So it's kind of been intentionally de-emphasized.
A little bit, yeah. Like the old platform was very much the only way to do it, and we're like, this system sucks. Let's change it. And even now, like we had to decide like, okay, well, how do we rate top mod packs? So you have your trending, which is determining up and coming packs, at least trying to. It's the best it can. And then you have the top packs, the most popular packs list, and that pack list isn't even like the most downloads or the most installs. It's still running an algorithm to figure out like, well, you know, how well is it doing? Like in the last 2 weeks, is it the most popular pack, and has it been falling off? Like it's still running like a trending algorithm, but on a smaller degree. Uh, but you will get the packs that are ran the most up there. But if a pack who isn't the most popular were to become not popular and for like a month just be dead, like the server doesn't run, no one's playing it, it will very quickly fall off that most popular list. It just doesn't work, and so the system will push it away. And that is not how the old Technic platform worked. The old Technic platform worked like you were up there, and you basically were up there forever. Like you never would fall off for any reason.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot less static. Like you would like I remember in the old one. I mean, you had the crafting dead there, and you still have it there. But like basically day to day, the number one page would look pretty much the same, like for
Correct.
months on end. So that's definitely, I think, I guess, a good change. Another change with the recent redesign is you've kind of emphasized artwork a lot, especially kind of the contrast of the background and the logo, making sure basically the pack authors properly use those things. What has that been like, I guess, to see as the platform has made that transition?
Um, yeah, it's for specifically for the mod pack list. I feel like we we need you are that have art and try better, and I think users also prefer the packs that have art and try better. So naturally, I what I hope is that packs that have art will do better on the platform because they're more visually appealing to the user. Um,
Definitely, yeah.
so when someone's scrolling through, it's like, wow, this looks really cool, and they click on it. Like interesting pack art, nice design pack art is just has a higher chance of drawing a click from a user and them looking deeper into it. So that's why the mod pack list was the redesign as to how it is now. And also, it's just generally better. The features for the mod pack system, like the actual redesign, was originally just going to be me fixing it for mobile, which it's not 100% yet because the ads will kind of break the mobile site. That'll be fixed soon, but um, it was unusable before in mobile, like and completely unusable. So I was redesigning the site to be more responsive and mobile friendly. And while doing that, I was like, let's just redo the whole thing. And so we redid the whole thing.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed the changes. The responsive design is awesome for just even if I'm not on my phone, if I just like rescale the window, I'm like, oh, I can still like go access the bar if I click this hamburger. Like everything still works, and that's a pleasant surprise with the new design. So that's definitely, I think, a big thing. Another big thing I guess you've done recently, around the same time Tekkit Legends was released, is you integrated the platform and your official mod packs with Discord, which is a kind of a VoIP and chat program that's like a blend of Skype and IRC in a modern interface that's built for gamers. In fact, we're using it right now. What has it been like working with them? And I think do you see more integrations with services like that benefit users in the future?
Well, Discord was shown to me, gosh, maybe over a year ago now. I don't even know. Um, my good real life friend and his brother started Discord, and they came to me with a very very early version of it, and they're like, what do you think of Discord? What do you think of this?" Like it was just there's just 10 people total using it because it was completely private. Uh, and they wanted my opinion because I was just a heavy TeamSpeak user. Like I loved TeamSpeak and all the stupid icons I can give people in the chat, and it was just a mess my TeamSpeak server. But I was a power TeamSpeak user. Like, what would it take for you to switch from TeamSpeak, like switch your community from TeamSpeak to Discord? And so I basically gave them a list of stuff, and I'm like, this is what it would take. And then they're like, I think we could do a lot of this, and they start implementing all these features and stuff. Like, you know what? Yeah, let's switch. And I switched my small friend, my group of friends to Discord. And at first they were a little reluctant. They're like, this is new, oh gosh, new things. And then they really, really liked it. And then I made the connection like, holy crap, we could integrate this with Technic. Oh my God. So I went to them. I'm like, guys, Discord, holy shit, listen to me. We need to integrate this with Technic. It's a great idea. We could put it in our launcher. We could put it on our website. It's going to bring in so many people because I wanted them to succeed. I love Discord. I thought the idea was brilliant.
Mhm.
Um, and I wanted them to succeed no matter what. So I was like, we'll put them everywhere we'll put you everywhere on our website. We'll get you. It wasn't for money. It wasn't like I think an original Discord post, Canvox said that even it's like we're not taking any money for this. We're not doing this for like any real benefit. It's just we love these guys. We love the concept of Discord. We want it to succeed. So we integrated it into everything, and I think it really took off. At least for us, like our Technic server is always packed with people, and then so many mod packs are now having a Discord set up, and being able to see that in the launcher is really cool. And there's more features, especially now, like that the bot community for Discord has completely exploded. We don't even have to work on Minecraft mods or anything. People are just developing those to integrate the chats and all that stuff. So we're really happy with the way Discord, turned out, especially since we jumped on early. It's great for us, like, especially that community. That Technic chat room is its own little ecosystem. There's so many people in there always talking and chatting. There's so many things like going on. So many interesting bots. Like there's a bot in there that when people upload their logs, reads the log, uh, and tries to detect common errors, and then spits out a help if it can find something. That's so cool.
Yeah,
Like somebody just
definitely.
developed that for fun, and I think that's amazing. That's the power of community. So Discord just helps bring together these people, which I think were a little bit scattered before Discord. Like the Technic community wasn't known for being very clustered. Like we were kind of just all over the place. Just a lot of people using it, but not really communicating with each other at all outside of that. So that's what the social features, Discord, and everything with the platform is trying to do, is trying to bring people together a little bit more.
Yeah, that's
And
definitely
I
true.
think Discord really helped us with that.
Yeah, I remember on Technic IRC, I mean, that obviously wasn't a place where most people who were using Technic were going. It was mainly just the kind of core community of Technic. I guess people working at Technic and just big enthusiasts. But it was IRC. I mean, IRC is IRC, and it's not exactly the most user-friendly experience. So to bring, I think, an awesome service like Discord and just integrate that with their platform, I think has been really cool. And I can attest to just seeing the effects not only on the Technic Discord server, which is blown up, and I mean, you have people talking there, and I mean, even if there's a bunch of for every one racist or really mean person, there's like 10 people actually just talking about PAX or Technic or just whatever, and it's really cool to see. And I guess for Modpack developers also, they can just like art, kind of a way to see that they care about their mod pack is, oh, you see, hey, they have a Discord server linked here for their community. So that I think is definitely very cool to see. And but yeah, Discord is awesome, basically. TLDR.
Yeah, for sure it is, and I'm really happy. Like, because they're just ridiculously big now. So they went from being just inviting me to show me this early product to everyone using it now. So I'm super proud of them.
So do you plan, I guess, well, I guess it's not something that you plan to, but I guess, do you foresee any kind of if there are any other services that fit in with I guess the Technic community, I guess, do you ever see kind of implementing them or just kind of shutting them out on Technic in the future?
Like, what type of services are you talking about?
I mean, like, obviously you're not gonna, I don't know, if someone makes a clone of Discord, you're not gonna want to endorse that. But like, say there's, I don't know, some sort of I guess video chat for gamers, or just say any sort of other service that doesn't like other services that would complement what people are already doing on Technic, because that's what Discord was. I think it complemented people who wanted to have communities and play a place to talk on both text and voice.
Right. We don't discriminate. The reason we embraced Discord is because it was the only thing that existed of its kind. Uh, the reason people are using it is because of how easy it is. And if something comes along that offers to the platform that we didn't have before, and it's super easy for people to get into, like that's the entry bar for us to like pick something up. Is it has to be very easy. It can't be confusing for our users. And Discord was exactly that. So if something came along that also offered value to the platform, of course we'd be interested in it. It just has to be something valuable to us that is easy to use, and we would embrace the concept, whatever it may be. But I can't predict what may or may happen in the future, what services may or may not exist in the future. We'll just have to go with the flow and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. And I guess more about the future, but generally, where do you see Technic going as a platform? And like, what kind of features do you see happening that you want to focus on for both mod pack makers and players?
We're always trying to make new features and new services. I've been working on a lot of new stuff. It's a little slowed down right now because I just moved. But the new features that are in the pipeline. Like the first thing that's coming pretty soon would be a serverless system. That's something that I don't know. We've always questioned why we weren't doing in house. It didn't make much sense. Like there's all these other websites that are just kind of like messy serverless. Like the old serverless concept is you just a giant list of servers where people go for votes and people can pay to be on the top. And that's like those exist everywhere, right?
Yeah, it's turned into basically a pay-to-win system. Hey, if you can pay the most or spam the most votes, you can get to the top of this list.
Right. Well, I mean, most of the systems are pretty legit when it comes to the voting part, right? Like you have to get enough votes and you go to the top. That makes sense.
Hmm.
Um, the issue lies, and I'm not against the whole paying to the top thing. Like I think that's fair. These sites need to make money and pay for their stuff, as long as it's not too over the top and the people who are legitimately getting votes still show up there. Like a lot of people who go to these websites are going to be interested in the non-sponsor links. They're going to be like, okay, well, sure, these guys paid. Let me see what actually is the top votes.
Yeah.
So there's value in paying because some people will click on those. But there's also value in just getting actual votes. So these sites, like the problem with them is that these sites choose clever domain names or work the hell out of SEO to get to the top of Google results because like you're basically valueless if you're not like the first result of some search
Right.
because that's what gets users to come. And the servers on there, you don't know the actual quality of the servers because how popular is a serverless site? It's hard to tell. Are they competing with actual servers? Are they just the top of this site? Are they the top of multiple sites? Like, who are these people and what is the server? And should I really bother with it? What we want to do is bring that home and bring that into our ecosystem because users are already on the platform. They're already looking for mod packs here. We have that connection in our database. Why not allow people to create servers, do a server list, and have servers linked to actual mod packs? These server lists don't have that ability because they can have an input field for a user to say, yeah, we're running whatever mod pack, and you can go get it from the launcher in the description. But that kind of sucks. Like you have to look through this list. You don't know what mod packs you're installing, or there's no easy way to determine what's going on. It's just a server. So what we can do is we can have the server list show the server, but also every server on our server list would be forced to be linked to an actual existing real life mod pack because it's on our platform.
Right.
This mod pack it's linked to right there. And that allows us to do even cooler things in the future, like having the server list in the launcher and clicking on a server, installing the mod pack for you, putting the server in the servers.dat file, and you're set. Like that's like the power that we can provide with our type of serverless. So that's something I'm working on right now. Is a serverless that allows servers to be added and mod pack owners to actually link them. And there's features on top of that too, because some people have server packs that they don't want to let other people run servers for. So you can configure that if you want to let people run public servers of it or not. So only you could have your Modpack server for it, like one-to-one, or you can open it because your packs, a lot of them are just like, go ahead and download the server and run a server if you want. And that should be, you would have those as public and anybody can make servers on the server list with that. And then it's also extends both ways, back and forth. You can also have it so the server list is available on the Modpacks page itself, like what servers are available.
Yeah, I mean that's really cool. I think not just for server communities, which is the obvious answer, but also I think for mod packs that, like you mentioned, distribute a server package, and maybe the mod pack author isn't really interested in hosting a server themselves for whatever reason. People can actually have an official one-to-one, like basically list of popular servers for that pack.
Yep, that's the idea, is to bring home that server stuff and make sure users know the exact mod pack that they're with, make it easier for them to find servers for mod packs. Then they will have all the other server stuff integrated as well, showing the amount of users online and the status and all that stuff would be convenient as well. Like, hey, this server is actually online and it has players. I can go play this right now with this mod pack. That's awesome. That's how easy it should be.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that just fits in kind of with the whole streamline user experience, which I guess is what you guys have been doing from day one.
Yep, and there's a lot of other stuff coming too. There's the community system, which I can't touch on too much now because I'm still laying out the blueprint groundwork for that one. So, but it'll be kind of way to group mod packs in the simplest form, which is something we sorely need. Um, and a lot of there's a lot of little you know tweaks that need to happen as well with the platform, a lot of fixes and bugs and the whole there's just I have an endless list of things to do. So
Well, definitely look forward to seeing all of that, and I'm sure anyone who uses Technic will be, because these are positive changes, whether or not you are. I guess if you're a server, if server owner, it's positive, and if you're not, but you make a mod pack, that's awesome too. But Technic, the platform is great, but that's not all Technic is. You also have lots of these big brands or IPs like Tech at Hexit and really recently Blythe Fall. What direction do you see those headed in? And I guess can we expect any new packs anytime soon?
well, we do have packs still in the pipeline. As for the future beyond those packs, I'm not sure how much more we're going to be making our own official packs. Uh, we love doing it because we can we've always been able to like pump out these mod packs with great themes and then great marketing and all this stuff to make it like seem just so extravagant and amazing. But now we're seeing more and more that we're being outdone by the community, and that's totally okay. That's awesome actually because that's what the platform is to do is give the users the ability to make these mod packs because us making mod packs is archaic. Like that was the system before the platform existed, and as the platform has existed and in the time it's been around now, it's slowly shifted towards being more of any user can make that hit pack, and that's what we want. um like Blightfall we brought in because it was amazing. We only discovered it because of the platform. We would have had no idea it existed outside the platform. Someone made it on the platform, Talanos, and Steven Canvox tried it out, and he was blown away by how amazing it was. And he was like, "Hey, dude, let me even make this better for you." So we kind of took it on as an official pack and went from there. But how often do we need to keep doing that? Do official packs still need to be a thing that exists? I'm not entirely sure they do. I think the community itself is making these amazing packs and they need to be discovered that way. And like you said, maybe a curated list over time or having users be able to choose featured packs or just another way to show these packs off outside of being official is more powerful than our official system. But there are still packs that we have been working on that will come out before we cut that line off of new stuff. Uh, and it's still just a thought. Like we may or may not stop making official packs, but as of right now, there are packs coming. You can look forward to those. They shouldn't be too far off at this point.
Yeah, when you have the platform and you have obviously your official packs, which is what Technic was initially known for. I guess now in some ways the platform has almost eclipsed that. But you can have the synergy between them, like we've seen with first, I guess with Big Dig, where I mean I think Canvox he made Big Dig, and you guys hired him because Big Dig was a really popular pack, and you decided to incorporate it as an official pack. And the same thing happened much more recently with Blightfall. So I think it's really cool to basically see this awesome user created pack that also like say you guys will pick up and it will get all the awesome presentation and fancy art and all the stuff that you guys do that I guess makes your pack launches so special.
Right, and I think that all our fancy art and launch stuff is something that shouldn't be unique to us as well. If we did do something like the featured curated list, these mod packs that are very very popular or very very interesting could be given that same sort of treatment without being official. Um, and like Big Dig was one of the first like unique packs that hit the platform. We're like, well, this is awesome and is really popular. Let's pick it up as official. And the reason was because Canvox took a really simple idea. It's like, hey, what if we make the game just really easy so people can get resources easily and just have a lot of fun building stuff? And no one had done that. I mean, maybe people have, but not at the quality level that Canvox put it through. And I think that was really really silly. Like, why had no one done this before? Why is this not a thing? And I think it's the same thing that happened with uh, uh, Jaded Cat's HQM pack, Agrarian Skies. It was like,
Hmm.
wow, why is this something like this not existed before? And then Talanos's Blythefall. It's like, hey, he just took the concept of the HQM thing and put like just crazy deep integrated story into it, which was just so mind blowing. Like, why has no one done this? So that's what needs to happen. Like, if you're a mod pack developer creator, you need to look at some niche that just doesn't exist and embrace it and just go full in on that niche and just make it awesome. Uh, there's so many ideas out there that I don't think have been touched on. I have ideas from Modpack that I would love to see created. It's just the amount of effort that go into them. It's just too much. But there's so many ideas out there people need to embrace and just fully out too, because it's an open platform Minecraft. You could really do almost anything.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think it used to be like back in the days of Tekkit, it wasn't quite so easy, obviously, not only to make a mod pack, but to distribute it. And now you can do that. And not only that, but mod packs used to be kind of like, yeah, Technic was always really iconic for stuff, but it was really it was just a bunch of mods that you guys thought were really cool for that theme. But I guess now in some ways, mod packs are kind of different, or at least we have this kind of new style of mod packs that we saw with Blightfall, where they kind of make Minecraft a whole new game. And we were talking about this, I think, on episode 1 with Telonos. You can do so much. There's so many different things you can do, and it's really cool to see that being adopted because of the platform, and I guess also being incorporated into official packs with Blightfall.
Right. And I think there's still room for new and crazy ideas, and I'm sure people are going to find them. And I would love to feature those in a way. Like I was saying, official may not be the solution because there may be more than we could really take on in an official capacity. But there may be other ways to feature these packs, and we have to look into them and see what we can do. And I think there's still room out there for growth and crazy ideas, so people get working.
Yeah, it's always awesome just to see. I mean, you see lots of maybe packs with no images or whatever, or packs that don't work on the platform, but you'll always find, I think, diamonds in the rough. There's always someone with a cool pack idea. So the more that can be discovered, in whatever way, the more awesome that is. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on today. Really awesome discussion. And I guess, do you have any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. Hmm, hmm, I'm gonna forget. It's probably something important I should say at the end of this. I don't remember what it is, or can't think of it right now. So no, no closing thoughts.
Okay, that's fine. Looks like we covered everything then, so that's good. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. And I guess we've battled through time zones to do this, so hope you guys